features of the sport.
Smashing his way through the
It's normal when you have one player that achieves all these good results, all the people show more interest.
The climb he's had has just been quite staggering.
Just learning so rapidly.
So good.
He's the youngest top 50 player since Rafa Nadal in 2004.
I want to be Carlos Alcaraz, and all the crowd, all the people to know that they are thinking about Carlos Alcaraz. Trust on my game, I'm working hard to be able to compete against that players. I'm not afraid.
You think you know Carlos Alcaraz, the rising star who's claimed multiple Grand Slams by age 22, the youngest ever to dominate on all three surfaces. But beneath the aces, the drop shots, the headline wins, there are stories, secrets, and surprises few people even whisper about. Today we will reveal things you didn't know about Alcaraz that will shock and amaze you. Imagine being a kid in El Palmar, Murcia, Spain, in a village where tennis courts are weather-beaten and wealth is scarce. That's where Alcaraz grew up. His father, Carlos Sr., wasn't just his dad. He ran a local tennis academy and gave kids like little Carlitos a chance to swing a racket. His mother, she worked at IKEA to help keep the family afloat. The future world number one didn't grow up rich. He grew up with three brothers sharing everything from food to dreams. And here's another twist. His father never wanted to be his main coach. Why? Because he didn't want to mix family pressure with tennis pressure. So he handed the reins to local coaches like Kiko Navarro while still cheering from the sidelines. That decision shaped Alcaraz into someone who could separate life at home from life on court. No wonder he has such a strong head today. Picture little Carlitos, 5 years old, gripping a racket, while his mom reminded him homework mattered as much as hitting forehands. It's the story of humble beginnings that makes his journey all the more incredible. Here's the part fans love, the quirks. Alcaraz might be a superstar, but in many ways, he's still a regular guy. Despite millions in prize money, he often goes home to sleep in the same room he grew up in. His family is tight-knit, and even now, he spends weekends watching movies and hanging out with his brothers when he's not traveling. He's also a die-hard football fan, and if he wasn't holding a racket, he swears he'd be chasing a ball on the football pitch with his favorite team, Real Madrid. Off-court, Alcaraz loves golf and music. Like a lot of athletes, Carlos admitted he uses music to pump himself up before matches, but his playlist is a mix of everything from Spanish reggaeton to classic rock. And then there are the little things. The wide smile that makes fans adore him. The ear-cupping gesture where he urges the crowd to get louder. And even the way he celebrates points with fist pumps so hard, you'd think he just won a trip to the moon. Those quirks make him magnetic and are all part of why the world has fallen in love with Alcaraz. Everyone knows Alcaraz is talented, but here's where it gets wild. Did you know he became the youngest man in history to win Grand Slam titles on all three surfaces? Clay, grass, and hard courts. That's insane when you think about how long it usually takes players to master even one. But it doesn't stop there. At the 2025 French Open final, he pulled off one of the greatest comebacks ever. Down 2 sets, staring at 3 championship points against Sinner, the crowd thought it was over. But Alcaraz flipped the script, saved those points, and battled through the longest final in French Open history, more than 5.5 hours of pure drama. That win didn't just prove his talent, it proved his heart. And here's something most fans forget. When Alcaraz first entered the top 10, he became the youngest player to do it since Rafael Nadal. These records aren't just numbers, they're signs of a career that's rewriting history before our eyes. He's not waiting to get older to make his mark, he's doing it now. Every tennis legend has a rival. For Federer, it was Nadal. For Djokovic, it was both of them. For Alcaraz, it's Sinner. Their rivalry has been so fierce, fans have even given it a nickname, Sincaraz. Their matches are often 5-set thrillers, back-and-forth battles that feel more like Hollywood war movies than real games. What's shocking is how often Alcaraz has been on the brink of defeat against Sinner, only to dig deep and perform miracles. That mental toughness isn't an accident. From his early days, he trained to stay calm under pressure, never letting emotions rule. But here's the fun part. His rivals often get annoyed at his energy. The big smiles, the fist pumps, the ear cupping to the crowd. Some love it, some don't. It's all part of his mental game. He feeds off the crowd, and he's not afraid to use that energy to break opponents down. Whether you love him or roll your eyes, one thing's clear. When Alcaraz and Sinner face off, you can't look away. It's the rivalry that's shaping a new era of tennis. Now let's get into the juicy stuff, the rumors. First up, a recent gossip storm. Model Brooks Nader was linked not just to Alcaraz, but also to his rival, Sinner, a so-called love triangle that had tabloids buzzing. When asked, Nader cheekily said, "A lady never kisses and tells out especially twice." Then there was the haircut drama. Alcaraz turned up with a pale, almost violet buzz cut that had fans wondering, was this a bold fashion statement or an accident? His brother even joked online that he messed it up. Beyond rumors, Alcaraz has had his share of critics. Some say his grunting is too loud. Others think his celebrations are too much. But love him or hate him, controversy follows celebrities, and Alcaraz is no exception. The funny thing is, he rarely reacts. He lets the rumors swirl around while he gets back on the court and dominates. Off the court, Alcaraz is just as fascinating. When he was only 12, he gave an interview saying his dream was to win Wimbledon and the French Open. Most kids that age barely finish homework, but he set his sights high, and guess what? He's achieved both already. It almost feels like he spoke it into existence. Despite earning millions, he's careful about endorsements. He picks deals that feel right, rather than chasing money, which is rare in modern sports. Behind the smiles, there's a side to Carlos that fans don't always see. The injuries. He's had moments where his body broke down, missing tournaments and slipping in rankings. At one point, people even worried he might burn out young, but every time he's bounced back stronger. And then there's his grounded side. Even with fame, he still hangs out with childhood friends, plays casual football matches, and spends time with family. It's that balance of dreamer, worker, superstar, while still remaining a Carlitos from Murcia, that shocks people. He's a champion who hasn't let fame swallow him whole. Fast forward to his latest victories, and Alcaraz is proving he's only getting better. At the 2025 US Open, he absolutely dominated. Many thought he'd face grueling battles, but he stormed through the draw, dropping just a single set. His serve was nearly unbreakable, his defense almost impossible to crack. It wasn't just a win, it was a statement. Then came the big one, regaining the world #1 ranking. This time fans noticed something different. He wasn't an emotional teenager anymore. He was calmer, more tactical, less likely to get rattled. Analysts say he's maturing into the kind of player who could dominate for a decade, and that's shocking, because he's still so young. Remember, most legends took years to master the mental side of the game. Alcaraz seems to be doing it in fast forward, whether it's lifting trophies, surviving marathon finals, or silencing critics. He keeps shocking us with how fast he's evolving. If this is just his beginning, imagine what the next 10 years will look like. So Carlos Alcaraz isn't just a tennis machine, he's a full story. From humble beginnings in a Spanish village to record-breaking wins, from funny quirks to wild rumors, from painful injuries to spectacular comebacks, his journey is full of twists that shock and inspire. And maybe that's why fans love him so much. He's not perfect, he's not boring, and he's definitely not predictable. One thing is guaranteed, Alcaraz keeps us talking. And if you thought you knew everything about him, well, now you know the truth is way more entertaining, because behind every champion, there's a story. And behind Alcaraz, there are 100 stories, some true, some rumored, but all fascinating. The future of tennis, it's not just in his hands, it's in his smile, his energy, and yes, his heart. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss more amazing stories like this. And tell me in the comments, which fact about Alcaraz surprised you the most?